Why agriculture? Why should we Africans embrace modern ways or modern technology in practicing agriculture? Agriculture is the #1 employer in Africa. But when it comes to productivity in Africa, you find out that a country like Netherlands, it has more productivity than the whole continent of Africa. So what really is going on in Africa? Are we just doing farming or any kind of agriculture as something that is in a traditional way, or are we doing something that can enable us to improve productivity and enable us to make money in the venture? Agriculture being the lead employer in Africa, we have to come up with innovative ways of how you can be able to make money and also make agriculture as an agribusiness and be productive out of it. In recent years, and my main reason, in recent years, I realized that agriculture has to be done using modern technology and innovative ways so as you can be able to become productive. And in the real sense, what is the main reason why most of farmers in Africa fail, or most people who are practicing agriculture fail, is because they lack proper technology and also they lack the proper and required skills for them so as they can enable them to grow in any kind of venture. And also they also lack the vision of whereby they want to be in a certain period of years. And that's why you find out that in Africa we tend to lag behind. And my main reason to be able to start this channel is to be able to create something that can enable most people to be able to learn about the poultry farming business. But I don't want only to stick on the poultry farming business. As you can check on my cover picture, I talked about poultry farming, dairy farming, and organic farming. So my main aim on starting this YouTube channel is to be able to teach you guys more on the poultry farming sector. But I also want to invite more people onto my channel who can teach us more about the dairy industry. We usually say that knowledge is power. If you don't have the right knowledge, then you won't be able to know what kind of food you have to feed your chicken so as it can enable the chicken to lay more eggs. What kind of feed you can be enabled to feed your chicks so as they can enable them to grow at a very fast rate. Most of these ideas, most people have them out there. And also, you might not know which kind of food you have to give your dairy cows so as they can be able to produce a lot of milk. And I really had a long thought about this, and that's why I came up with this idea. Soon, I'll be launching my masterclass, whereby I'll be teaching you guys on the innovative ways of how you can practice agribusiness and make a lot of money out of this venture. Instead of you just doing agriculture and not you doing the agriculture and for it not being productive, we want to be able for you to do agriculture by you doing agriculture and it being productive on your side. So I'm launching my masterclass, whereby I'll be teaching you guys on how you can be able to do profitable and sustainable poultry farming business with a lot of innovation and technology involved in it, so as you can understand how you can be able to start a poultry farm and be able to make money out of this venture. In this YouTube channel, I usually just talk about some of the snippets of what can be involved in poultry farming, but I don't go into the deep nitty-gritties of what really is profitable and sustainable poultry farming business. So if you really need that kind of a course, I'll be able to post it down below, whereby I'll be able to post a link of that video. So from today henceforth, I want to be able also for me to make more videos, not only in the poultry sector, but also to interview other farmers, for example in the dairy sector, in the carrot farming, in the organic farming, in the rabbit farming, also in oven ostrich farming, even in the quail farming. So most of us, all of us can't be able to do poultry farming. So we can also give other people who are able to do other kinds of agribusinesses we're not talking about just traditional agriculture. We're talking about agribusiness, whereby you can do something and it can enable you to make a lot of money out of the venture. Even if you don't have a big parcel of land, you can just start with something that you have, and it can enable you to grow to whatever levels that you need as a farmer. So from today, I'll start interviewing other farmers who have farms, for example, in the dairy sector, and also who are doing organic farming or any other kind of farming that involves innovation and technology in it. So as you guys can also get other ideas from all those people who are doing the agribusiness in this country, even as Africa as a whole. I want to be able to make something good out of my YouTube channel. And the main reason for me to start this YouTube channel is that I'll enable you to be able to learn things that no any other YouTube channel can teach you about. And you end up finding out that in my channel I usually go really deep into the nitty-gritties and the real important things that most farmers really need to do and really need to know, so as they can enable them to be able to grow. So if you really want to be able to learn that, I'll be launching my masterclass soon. If you really need me to launch that masterclass, make sure that you comment down below, then I'll be able to provide the link for you, so as you can enable you to be able to learn innovative, sustainable and profitable poultry farming business. Also, I'll be able to invite other farmers who want to be able to teach about their sector. It doesn't have to be the poultry sector, it can be the dairy sector, it can be whereby you can do the, the tomato farming, the onion farming, maize farming, okay? Because if you are able, for me, for example, if I come up with an idea whereby I can be able to formulate my own concentrate, if I'm able to produce my own concentrate, because most of the concentrate that is produced here in Kenya is imported. If I'm able to produce my own concentrate, then I can make that concentrate as affordable to most poultry farmers. If I make it affordable to most poultry farmers, then that can enable those other farmers who are doing the poultry to make a lot of money out of this venture, because the biggest problem that faces farmers is the feed cost. So if I'm able to make a concentrate which will cut down the cost of feed production on a poultry farm, even if we can cut it down to around 23 or 2400 Kenyan shillings, then we'll be able to have saved a lot of money in this venture. Because even if you are using a concentrate, we are importing those concentrates, and those concentrates when you import, it has some tax, and they put the freight charges, and also those people who are importing, they have to make a markup out of that business. So if we are able to formulate our own concentrate here in Kenya, then we can make it good and we can enable us to save a lot of money out of this venture. Because it doesn't make sense, a small country like Netherlands is exporting concentrate to almost all African countries. Africa is so big. I usually hear Wodemaya talking about how Africa has a lot of opportunities. Yes, Africa has a lot of opportunities. But imagine just a country. I told you that Netherlands is way ahead in productivity more than the whole continent of Africa. How can a small country like Netherlands be able to sell concentrate to the whole of Africa? All of Africa, 54 countries. How? And here in Africa we have people who go to school. The main reason of why people usually go to school is to be able to come up with innovative ways of how they can be able to solve problems. I know they are very smart people. If we come together, then we can enable us to be able to solve the biggest problem. And the biggest problem in poultry farming is feeds, followed by the diseases. So if we are able to solve the problem of feeds, then most people can get to keep chicken, and most people who are living in the rural areas can make them be able to get affordable source of protein, and that will improve on the nutritional part of those people that are living in those areas. And we won't have many cases of malnutrition in those areas. So we have to come together, then will be enable us to solve this problem. If we solve this problem, then Africa will rise. That's why my main reason of me creating this channel. I want to be able to make something out of this channel and enable me to impact more lives out of this channel. I don't want just to make this channel and be able to sell my products, but I also want to make this channel to be able to help most farmers in Africa. We have a lot of opportunities in Africa, but most of us, we just don't know how we can navigate around them. And I'm here for us who are here in Africa, we can be able to solve some of these problems that are arising. It's just about that you have just to think a bit, then you come up with a solution of how you can be able to solve these kind of problems. So guys, if you really need, for example, high quality day-old chicks that are coming from my farm, you can see our parent stock. Currently there are around 52 weeks of age, and you can see they have started molting. So molting, this is a stage whereby you find out that the feathers of the chicken start plucking off, so as it can enable them to renew itself again. So according to this stage, you find out that some chicken will start to lay fewer eggs because they need a lot of protein. And when your chicken have reached this stage, what you have to do, for example, if you are feeding this chicken, you have to increase the crude protein content in the feed. Okay? For example, if you are giving your chicken around 16% crude protein, you have to increase it to around 18% crude protein. If you're able to do that, then you will enable your chicken to continue having an adequate number of eggs that will be laid in a single day. You don't have to have a drop. And that comes down to whereby I've talked about the feeds. If we are able to come out with a proper concentrate, as here in Africa, we can impact more farmers and engage more farmers to plant the soya bean, because the soya bean is what makes feed. So if we can impact more farmers and talk to more farmers who can make or plant soya beans, then we can make ourselves be able to create the concentrate, because the concentrate, 90% of it is soya bean. So it's just about us as Africans solving our own problems. If you're able to do that, then it will enable us to grow as a continent as a whole. We want to eradicate poverty here in Africa. Okay? There are very few countries in Africa that have been able to eradicate poverty. Okay? Because they usually come up with innovative ways of how they can enable them to eradicate poverty in their own countries. So in this channel, we can enable us to eradicate poverty in almost any country in Africa where we can do productive and innovative agriculture. If we do that, then it will enable us to be able to grow. As I said, agriculture is the #1 employer of people in Africa. So guys, if you have reached to this point, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.